Oh, that was a good one. Yes.
So if you've been following the channel for a while, you already know how we feel about this Maker's Mark wood finishing series. Even though it was the worst name of all time, SE4 PR5 made our best of list for 2020. We really liked this stuff. So this was 110.8 proof, a marriage of virgin toasted American and French oak staves, and this was the latest one released in 2020. It was the last one released by them. This new one we picked up the other day for about $60, and this one we're putting in the super good glasses, the 2020 release, because it's super good and we know it's super good. Today on Whiskey in the Van Wednesday, we are going to find out if this new one lives up to the hype, and we're getting a lot of hype.
Yeah, maybe it's better than super good.
We'll find out. Both of these about $60 here in Oregon. Not really readily available. The SE4 PR5 seems to be more available throughout the year last year, or at least throughout autumn last year. And this new one, FAE-01, I only saw it one time on the shelf, so we will see just how good that one is, whether it stacks up against this one. We will start by tasting the FAE-01 2021 wood finishing release first, and we'll give you nose, palate, and finish notes on it, talk a little value, and then I want to compare it against this SE4 PR5, and we'll see if it holds up.
I know, we've heard good things.
We've heard a lot of good
I'm excited
things.
because I liked last year, so
Yeah.
SE4 CR...
Nope.
Nope. SE4... Nope.
Nope. We know we really did like it, and it's one of the few wheated bourbons that I actually enjoy. I don't like a lot of wheated bourbon, so let's give this a shot.
I'm gonna move my super glass out of the way so I don't
Accidentally drink
start drinking all of them.
That's just smart. That's just smart.
I know. Very caramely.
Oh, wow. It smells like wheated bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
There's caramel, grassiness, maybe a little apple. Tons of caramel. This reminds me
Very
a lot
caramely.
of Maker's 46, quite honestly.
Very caramely.
Oh, there's ethanol here though. There's some heat. So this
What is
one,
my proof point? 110, right?
it's 110.3. So this 2021 FAE-01, I would imagine the next one's going to be 02. A fruit-forward expression with notes of tobacco and wood. This one has 10 virgin toasted American oak staves. So in the past, they've mixed American oak and French oak, and for this one, it seems like somebody just got frustrated and said, chuck them in, let's go. I don't blame them.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready, let's do this.
Cheers.
Cheers. Straight to your nose again?
Yeah.
Hey, that's interesting.
It is very caramely.
Super
Ooh,
caramely. The caramel
yummy.
is
Caramel's
everything here.
I had to get past that initial heat. But yeah, very caramely and flavorful.
Milk chocolate, caramel, mostly caramel. Maybe a little bit of a red fruit on the tip of the tongue, like a red currant. It's not especially oaky, I don't think. I expected it to be crazy oaky. I'm not getting a lot of that.
So I'm getting a little bit of a cherry, like a cherry oak on that. So, but more of like maybe it's more of a cherry char. Is that
Cherry char?
a cherry char, like a cherry jar, but that's not a thing.
I don't know what you mean. It's,
Woo.
wow. Yeah, it's
She's
warm.
warm.
It's
She's giving me that nice hug.
It coats the tongue.
Yeah.
Hyper viscous. I would say one of the more viscous whiskeys I've had in a while.
It lingers. It lingers on the tongue. It's got a real nice finish.
It does not dry out.
Very much enjoying this one.
Yeah, it doesn't dry out my mouth at all.
No, and I haven't had the SE4 PR5 in a while, but I remember super loving it, but it wasn't the easiest to get through at the beginning. And this one,
Super welcome.
lovely.
Here comes some oak. Now that I'm taking another sip.
Ooh, it's got a little bit of a marshmallowy,
Yeah, a little
like
bit of a
fluff
s'mores
to
thing.
it. Almost like a marshmallow fluff.
Yeah, I'd
Whatever
agree
that
with
stuff
that.
is.
Yeah, totally.
Mm.
It's viscous. It's got a nice long finish where the fruit tends to hang around in the finish. I think whatever it's the cherry, the red currant, whatever it is, cherry candy, caramel, that's hanging around on the finish. I quite like it. I think for Yeah, I was just about to start talking value because
You're like, we're in.
because I do like it, and I do like it at this price point.
Yeah.
If you like a wheated bourbon, if you like the maker's profile, if you like the maker's 46 profile, and you like cask strength / barrel strength stuff, I think that this is going to hit your palate. Those are a lot of
Likes.
sort of cross-hatched, all those things come together. You don't have to like all those things in order to like that.
Yeah,
I
think it's just a wonderful, at that 110 proof point, it's just a wonderful heat. Like, it's just very
You like
nice.
the heat.
I do. I like the warmth
Yeah.
of this one. And the flavors stick around.
It's inviting.
So it's not a come and goer. Like, they want to hang out for the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. A fruit-forward expression, I would agree with that, with notes of tobacco and wood. The wood shows up a little bit later, but it's definitely there. The tobacco, when I
That's
breathe
more of a
in,
finish. Yep.
I get it on the finish. Yeah, and the finish. It's funny. It's a little bit cloying. It's a little sweet.
Yeah. I was just rubbing my tongue up against the roof of my mouth, like trying to
There's a cough syrup coating.
get it out of there. Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. I mean, not in a bad way, but
No.
I'm like, it's like more putting more layers on.
So we like it.
I do like it.
And value-wise, talking $60 for
Yeah.
cask strength Maker's Mark limited edition whiskey. I think that's fair.
Yep.
A lot of good hitters at $60, no doubt.
This is different.
It's unique.
Yeah, it's a uniquer one.
Yeah, if you're going to talk cask strength or barrel proof wheated whiskeys, you're talking really just a couple of stops, right? There's Old Elk we have not had yet. Wyoming whiskey, I don't know what compares here. We haven't had any of that wheat whiskey yet either. So we're sort of, we're working from an outsider's perspective a little bit, but Larceny Barrel Proof at $50, in my opinion, is still the class of the field here. Although I would argue that these bottles are more unique, more flavorful, are going to appeal to more people than those Larcenys do.
Maker's does have a profile that I like particularly, where Larceny, it's a bit hit or miss for me, but I know that your profile
I tend
digs
to,
it.
I gravitate more toward the Larceny Barrel Proofs, quite
Yeah.
honestly, but I think for the $50 for Larceny, if that's the one that hits your profile, that's a great price. $60 for Makers, if these are the ones that hit your profile, totally fair. I don't think that these are a bad deal at all.
I like this.
Yeah.
This is really good. And
The more time we spend with it, the
Pleasing.
more I like it.
yeah, pleasing to drink.
Yeah, pleasing. I really like that.
Good man.
I don't.
Whiskey's pleasing.
This whiskey is pleasing. I don't think that we've ever used the word pleasing on this.
I know, I was trying to
show.
stray away from lovely. I like that you just call this a show.
I don't know. It feels like a show. No, I totally
I'm just
agree.
here for entertainment.
It's pleasing. It's lovely. It's inviting. It's warming. And
We're
yeah.
mad libbing this episode.
Just verbify anything you want. I think we should try the SE4 PR5 and see how it compares. Now, this one, right off the bat, I liked this one last time. We did a Whiskey in the Van Wednesday of this early on in the channel's life, sometime in early December, I believe, of 2020. I really liked it. I thought that this was a apple pie with that sort of caramely goo that sort of gets baked onto the edges of the pie. That's what I got out of this one, and that's why I loved it so much. I found it to be wonderfully unique and complex, but at the same time cohesive enough that it made me just think of an apple pie coming out of the oven. So let's see if this still holds up.
And that made me want to drink this, because my downfall in the whiskey game is that I drink them, love them, give you good notes, in my opinion, or decent notes at least, and then it's out of my brain, and then every time I revisit it, it's like I'm drinking it for the first time.
You're the 51st dates of bourbon drinking.
Totally.
All right, here we go. Cheers.
Whoa. Sorry, I didn't go into the drink. I was just nosing the glass. And wow, this is just like a sweet baking sweetness on the one
FAE.
that interesting.
I find deeper notes in the SE4 PR5. Certainly, there's more ethanol there, but there's richer, deeper.
This is a darker caramel.
Exactly. Yeah.
Than a sweeter caramel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost like this
I
one.
like them both.
This one with the French oak staves is almost more like a brown sugar bomb.
Brown sugar,
comparatively, whereas this one is pure caramel. The FAE-01, the SE4 PR5 I do think that from a coating standpoint, viscosity standpoint, they're pretty similar. They're hand in hand here. But I would say that there's brighter, more approachable flavors on the FAE-01, and that the darker, more brown sugary, deeper tobacco notes, surprisingly, even though I was expecting more tobacco on the FAE, I'm getting, I guess it's more like a cigar paper, not necessarily the tobacco notes.
Yeah, I would say they coat almost the same, but the SE4 PR5.
They're all named after robots from the future, I assume.
Seriously.
So it's like somebody came back from the future to distill at Maker's Mark and name things.
Yeah, for sure. I like the flavors of that one, like those deeper, darker caramels. There is more ethanol on that one, so it's not as easy.
It's not as pleasant
to drink as the new one, the FAE.
Yeah, the heat is the thing that hangs around the most at the end of this one. I still get nice caramel apple, and you can see that this bottle has been open for a long time. We've worked our way down, so the oxygen has been working on it, so it's not really a fair one-to-one comparison. This one will simply have changed a lot since the last time we tried it, but I would still say
there's some apple, you're right.
I still like them both, quite honestly. We actually have a backup of the SE4 PR5. Probably should open the new one because what's better than having the same bottle open twice? But for this comparison, it might have been a more fair comparison. Either way, I still like them both. I still think that at $60, they're a good value, but I would say that the one that appeals to my palate more, and I can imagine appeals to more people, FAE-01. I think they actually hit another home run, and they might have hit a grand slam with this one. Because you got a Cubs hat on. Talking baseball over here.
I know, we're really...
You see me bring that together?
We're gonna have some fights on the comments.
Oh.
Some baseball fights.
Oh, who cares what your team is? Just watch the baseball and have fun. Baseball is about sitting around for 3 hours drinking a beer and watching people hit the ball around.
And I will agree, and you know my love of or not the original, but our original, the SE4. You know my love for the original though, but I really like the cohesiveness, the ease of drinking, still the great heat. I love the brighter flavors of the FAE.
Yeah.
Than the other one. I think I've always known when I was drinking that one that I loved the flavors of it. It wasn't the easiest to drink. Like there was something about it that you know, the more you drink it, the easier it gets. But like after first sip, but this one, like first sip, I'm in.
Yeah, totally agree. Recapping, they're both great. I think FAE-01 is more appealing, more inviting, and like you said, right off the bat, it's easy sipping for 110 proof. It's really good. So
it's good.
Yeah, highly recommend. I think it's a solid value. Good bottle.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed that the other one's not available anymore. This is good.
Yeah,
that is. I say like a lot of things are good, but I don't normally say them with such Old Forester oomph. Oh, you know, like my love for Old Forester. Like this one is good.
This is a really good whiskey. Yeah, very much enjoying it. So those are all the comparable bottles we're going to talk about. That $60 is a ton of hitters. We don't need to go into a lot of detail on that. Yeah. But if you like any wheated bourbon, if you think that this flavor profile, what we've been talking about, appeals to you, we think it's a solid value, good bottle. And let us know. Have you had either of these? Which one do you prefer? Let us know what your favorite barrel proof or cask strength wheated bourbon is. We're always curious about it, or wheat whiskey for that matter.
And I would say if you were disappointed in the SE4 PR5, give this one a shot because they're completely different.
Totally agree.
A lot easier to drink, very delicious.
Yeah, completely different. That's a great note. So like, comment, subscribe. Join us on Patreon for exclusive live streams and bonus content. Check us out on Instagram @TheBourbonVan, and from wherever we are
to wherever you are. Cheers. I wish we had another bottle of that.